Yeah.
So Sydney, I'm gonna do this one for you. So are you, because she's not here with me, so I'm missing my co-host here, but she's always gonna wanna know about AI.
Yeah.
How are you using AI in your agency right now?
Probably the most deployable purpose we use it for is outside of all the questions you can ask and information you can gain and kind of thought collection, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's still artificial and we have to be intelligent to use the information.
I like that. Yeah.
Right.
That was for you, Sid.
Yeah, so college and education, I can go to school and gain knowledge,
Sure.
but if I don't deploy it appropriately, I don't have wisdom.
I love
Right.
that.
So
Yeah.
AI is there, and I think it's empowering. But what we actually use it for on a regular, consistent basis, all of our Google reviews get responded to in within 10 minutes. We have a 17-minute time frame where you can leave me a 5-star review on Google. It pulls it through, and it's going to calculate how many stars do they give us, did they create a response or not, and it will write a response based on a set of parameters we gave it, and then
Very
it
cool.
publishes that response automatically.
Very cool.
Yeah, unless
Very,
it's a
very
2 or 1 star, then
Yeah.
it just sends me an alert that says, reach out to Heath, something's wrong.
Something's amiss. I like that. And so do you see yourself and your agency down the line, getting more involved with AI and ChatGPT and, or whatever it might be?
I do. I think that there has to be a way to understand how to deploy it on a more consistent basis.
Sure.
So when we have tried to actually build this on our end when we run a quote through our personal lines intake. So we use Salt for this. So if everything comes through Salt and we have all the data points we need,
Sure.
how can we get it out of Salt and through a GPT, hiding some of that SPI or PPI, right? How do we get all this information out, run it through a custom GPT, and compare it against our carrier model?
Yeah.
Here's our carrier list. Here's their underwriting guidelines. Hey, these are your top 3 carriers.
Sure.
Based on the information you've given us, drivers, driver ages, accident histories, home, age, location, these are the carriers that will like that more than anyone else.
Yeah.
And we can go there, which, you still run it through the radar, but now hey, these 2 are going to be no options because of X and Y.
Sure.
But if you've got the AI doing that already,
That's awesome.
right?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of agencies out there that will tell you we don't use a rater because we know our carrier appetites.
Sure.
Well, what happened in 23? Carrier appetites changed.
100%. And they're going to change again.
They're going to change again. And when they change again, how do you know they changed? If all you do is say, I know the carrier appetite, I don't need a rater.
And that's the thing. Some people have that mentality of like, well, I already know.
Right.
And I was an agency owner. I had, several of my CSRs that were like, I'm not going to go to this carrier because I already know they're going to be too high. And I'm like, wait, I need you to shop every
time.
option out there so that I can know. And this was before pandemic. And I think even more nowadays, you have to look at everybody and you have to take that look because you never know from day to day, from week to week.
I think the biggest mistake we make as professionals is thinking that we're the professionals.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
If I walk into a room and if I feel like I know nothing, all I have to do is, all I have is the opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not stupid, but I call myself half stupid.
Okay.
Because if I can get to where I'm at being half stupid, that means that there's a lot I can learn and a lot I can be better on. So if I walk in, I can learn something from anybody.
Yeah.
But being able to see the pathways of how everything connects and how we can be a little bit better. So the 2 things I'll say here is iPhones. So the new iPhone just came out.
Okay.
And I'm bitter about it. So
this is 17?
16.
16.
16.
Got it.
So I've been on a 12 for a couple years, and I keep them 3 or 4 years, right? So I've got a 12 Pro Max at home, and I'm waiting for the 16. The upgrade's coming. I'm going to wait for the new one. I'm going to go buy the newest phone. Don't buy it before then. New one comes out. It's no different than the 15. So I rebel, and I just go buy the 15 instead, give the 12 to my son.
Sure.
The incremental improvement is not a terrible thing.
Right.
Because if we can constantly go with the Japanese principle of Kaizen, right? Just a little bit better. Continue our refinement and improvement. There's always something there that we can take that incremental improvement and be better.
Sure.
Purposeful and responsive, not reactive improvement. But when you walk in a room like this and you can see the vendors and you can see the capabilities and you understand that shiny object syndrome is a thing, if your brain works like, if you want to navigate from here to home, you want to drive back to Arkansas. Are you still in Arkansas?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was like a home and you live somewhere else. But if you want to drive back to Arkansas, you put in the GPS, I want to go home.
Sure.
And you make a wrong turn, what's your GPS do?
It tells you recalculate.
Recalculate.
Yeah.
If you can look at the technology out there and have the ideology in your brain, or that thought process is recalculate. How does this get me home?
Yeah.
Not can it. Sure, it can.
Sure.
But recalculating. Make a legal U-turn. Like, this is the wrong path.
Right.
Make a legal U-turn.
And sometimes it saves you time and effort. Right. Sometimes it adds time and effort.
And sometimes it's just a beautiful drive and you have a better experience.
100%.
So
I think that's what your clients are wanting now.
Yes.
And I think the people listening right now, they think, because back in the day, it used to be quicker, faster is better. But now I think they want a full experience. They want the Chick-fil-A. They want the Starbucks. They want that experience.
So I mentioned this yesterday on the panel, where if you look at mobile banking usage over the last 10 years, and what generations are using mobile banking more than others.
Sure.
Boomers are using mobile banking far and wide more than any other generation. Gen Zs, the younger generation, the only ones that would actually have bank accounts yet, they're going into the bank more than any other generation.
Oh, wow.
So Gen Zs are now shifting that population, right? Millennials and Gen Xers, we're in the middle of this, right? We're digital natives. We live here. We've been there for a while, but the Gen Z is so used to technology, they need the physical help. They need that real connection.
Wow.
So if we look at mobile banking in an industry like in a financial industry like us, and we see that shift on that end, what do you think our clients are going to do too?
Same thing.
We can make it faster. We can make it smoother. We use digital intake forms to get more data faster. I don't spend any less time on the phone with a customer, which there are vendors here that will argue with you that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right. And one of them's a friend of mine, and we